4 of the most detrimental fish for older individuals, and 4 beneficial seafood alternatives. By the time one reaches the age of 60, the body's capacity to metabolize fish changes. What once fostered vitality, cognitive sharpness, and improved joint mobility may now have adverse effects. Alarmingly, many seniors remain unaware of this shift. They are typically informed that fish is advantageous for brain health, abundant in omega-3 fatty acids, and a light, lean protein source. While this is true for select varieties, consuming the wrong types can lead to nerve damage, exacerbate joint inflammation, elevate blood pressure, and interfere with common medications such as blood thinners or statins. Furthermore, a significant revelation that the multi-billion-dollar seafood industry tends to withhold is that numerous fish varieties available today are not as wholesome as they once were. They are frequently cultivated in contaminated aquatic environments, administered antibiotics, or laden with pollutants that are never disclosed on their packaging. That seemingly fresh catch, while appearing healthy on your dinner plate, could be the underlying reason for increased fatigue, swelling, or mental fogginess. In this presentation, we will unveil the 4 fish varieties that seniors should strictly avoid, alongside the 4 superior seafood choices to incorporate into their diets, presented in descending order from number 4 to number 1. Stay tuned, as the 3rd worst fish on this list has been associated with elevated mercury levels in over 80% of seniors who regularly consume it, yet it continues to be a top-selling item in grocery establishments. The information conveyed here is substantiated by rigorous scientific investigation. We have dedicated extensive hours to reviewing peer-reviewed research, and all references are conveniently provided in the description section below. Before we proceed, please share your preferred fish or seafood that you enjoy consuming on a weekly basis in the comments section. We are actively reading and responding to every single comment. Now, without further delay, let us commence with number 4 on the roster of fish that seniors should steer clear of. At number 4, we have farmed tilapia. Tilapia stands as one of the most economical and widely consumed fish globally. It is marketed as a light, lean, and easily prepared option. However, for senior citizens, it presents a hidden peril that could significantly disrupt their inflammatory responses, compromise their immune systems, and even negatively impact their cholesterol levels. The majority of individuals are unaware that over 95% of tilapia available on the market is farmed, predominantly in countries with lax regulations concerning water purity, feed quality, and antibiotic usage. According to data from the United States Department of Agriculture and Consumer Reports, tilapia raised in unsanitary or overcrowded aquaculture facilities has been found to contain elevated concentrations of omega-6 fatty acids, specifically arachidonic acid. This particular fat is known to induce inflammation, posing a particular threat to seniors who suffer from arthritis, joint stiffness, or cardiovascular conditions. A compelling study published in the Journal of the American Dietetic Association concluded that tilapia possesses a higher proportion of pro-inflammatory fats than bacon. Frank, a 67-year-old individual, consumed grilled tilapia at least 3 times per week, believing he was adhering to a healthy diet. However, over time, he began experiencing persistent knee pain, morning swelling in his hands, and his blood tests indicated rising inflammatory markers. His physician attributed these symptoms to age-related inflammation until a nutritionist inquired about his dietary fish consumption. Following a mere 6-week period of abstaining from farmed tilapia, Frank reported a reduction in swelling, improvement in his pain, and a nearly 30% decrease in his C-reactive protein levels, a key indicator of inflammation. If you are over 60 and frequently consume tilapia, it is advisable to reconsider your choices. There is no necessity to completely eliminate fish from your diet. Instead, opt for cleaner, wild-caught alternatives that offer anti-inflammatory benefits. Should you choose to consume tilapia, ensure it is certified as responsibly farmed and limit your intake to small portions on infrequent occasions. However, if you perceive tilapia as problematic, the subsequent item on our list may harbor even greater concerns. Coming in at number 3 is king mackerel. King mackerel conjures an image of a premium choice, rich in omega-3 fatty acids, expertly grilled and frequently featured on the menus of upscale seafood establishments. Yet, For senior individuals, it may represent one of the most perilous fish one can consume, particularly if cognitive function, heart health, or the nervous system are of paramount importance. The critical issue lies with mercury content. King mackerel is recognized as one of the fish species with the highest mercury accumulation in the ocean. Mercury, a heavy metal, tends to build up in fish over time and subsequently within the human body. While younger individuals might not experience immediate symptoms from small exposures, for adults over 60, whose detoxification systems operate at a reduced capacity, even moderate mercury exposure can result in long-term neurological impairment. As per the Food and Drug Administration, king mackerel consistently ranks among the fish with the highest mercury levels, occasionally reaching as high as 1.67 parts per million, significantly exceeding the recommended safe threshold. Mary, aged 70, had a fondness for pan-seared mackerel, consuming it at least once weekly, with the belief that its omega-3 content was beneficial for her cardiovascular health. Gradually, however, she began to experience difficulties with concentration and a decline in her short-term memory. Subsequently, she noted numbness in her fingertips and occasional episodes of dizziness. Her physicians ruled out conditions such as stroke, dementia, and thyroid disorders. It was only after a wellness practitioner ordered a mercury test that it was discovered her levels were nearly triple the acceptable range. Following the removal of king mackerel from her diet and her transition to seafood with lower mercury content, Mary regained her mental clarity, and the numbness began to subside. Mercury is not rapidly eliminated from the body. It accumulates in tissues with a particular affinity for the brain. For seniors already susceptible to cognitive decline, this makes king mackerel a substantial risk. If you are over 60, it is strongly advised to avoid this fish entirely. Instead, consider opting for wild salmon or sardines, which provide beneficial omega-3 fatty acids without the toxic metal burden. However, the next fish on our list is one that many seniors consume for weight management purposes, yet it may be detrimental to their overall metabolism. At number 2, we have swordfish. Swordfish presents an imposing appearance, characterized by its thick, meaty texture and low calorie count, often selected as a lean protein source by health-conscious older adults. Yet, behind its formidable name lies a hazardous reality. It is one of the most toxic large fish in the ocean, posing particular risks to aging brains and immune systems. Swordfish is another significant source of mercury. As a predatory fish that consumes smaller fish over extended periods, it accumulates substantial quantities of mercury in its flesh. In fact, a report released in 2020 by Consumer Reports confirmed that swordfish contains mercury levels ranging between 0.9 and 1.2 parts per million, firmly placing it in the category of fish that pregnant women and seniors should avoid. Elevated mercury levels in seniors have been linked to impaired coordination, heightened anxiety, muscular weakness, and even strain on the cardiovascular system. Paul, a 66-year-old man, switched to swordfish steaks on his physician's recommendation to increase his intake of lean seafood. He enjoyed the grilled texture and made it a twice-weekly meal. Within a few months, he began experiencing chest tightness, nighttime anxiety, and a peculiar metallic taste in his mouth. His cardiologist was unable to identify a definitive cause, but his daughter, a registered nurse, suspected mercury toxicity. A single blood test confirmed her suspicion. Paul's mercury levels were more than double the safe threshold. He immediately ceased consuming swordfish, substituted it with safer alternatives, and his symptoms diminished within a month. While swordfish may appear to be a clean and lean option, its substantial mercury load renders it anything but. Seniors already possess slower detoxification mechanisms and more delicate nervous systems. Introducing mercury into this equation is akin to igniting a fire. If you are over 60, it is imperative to bypass swordfish entirely. Instead, choose fish that occupy lower positions in the food chain and are smaller in size, as they accumulate significantly less toxicity. And if you believe swordfish poses a risk, prepare yourself for what lurks in the upcoming fish. It is still marketed as a heart-healthy choice, but scientific studies indicate otherwise. At number 1, we have tuna, particularly albacore and yellowfin varieties. Tuna is among the most popular fish consumed worldwide, whether it is canned, grilled, or eaten raw. It is convenient, affordable, and frequently advertised as heart healthy. However, for individuals over 60, especially those with pre-existing heart conditions or memory concerns, tuna can be one of the most hazardous fish hidden in your kitchen. The reasons are mercury and inflammation. Tuna, especially yellowfin, albacore, and bigeye, contains some of the highest mercury levels found in the seafood supply. Albacore tuna can reach levels of up to 0.35 parts per million, while bigeye averages 0.68 parts per million, according to the FDA. These figures may seem insignificant, but for older adults, even moderate exposure can accumulate over time. The consequences include diminished focus, memory impairment, vision problems, fatigue, nerve damage, and inflammation in both the brain and heart. Linda, a 72-year-old woman, had consistently consumed tuna for her lunch, mixing it with celery and Greek yogurt, believing it to be an ideal protein source for seniors. However, over time, she experienced increasing lethargy, nocturnal tingling in her hands, a compromised sense of balance, and forgetfulness of recent conversations. Her family suspected early-stage dementia. Subsequent to her physician conducting a hair analysis test, mercury toxicity was identified, likely stemming from the tuna she had consumed 3 to 4 times weekly for several years. After discontinuing high-mercury tuna and transitioning to safer alternatives, Linda regained her mental clarity and the tingling sensation gradually subsided. While tuna is not inherently detrimental, for seniors, particularly when consumed frequently, the mercury content outweighs the potential benefits. It is advisable to completely avoid albacore, ahi, and bigeye tuna. If you must consume tuna, opt for light or skipjack tuna, which contains considerably lower mercury levels, but limit your intake to small quantities and no more than once per week. Now that we have identified the most problematic fish varieties, it is time to shift our focus. Let us now explore the seafood options that can actively contribute to restoring your health, safeguarding your memory, mitigating inflammation, and supporting your joint well-being, provided you select the appropriate types. At number 4, we have mussels. Mussels are arguably one of the most underappreciated superfoods for seniors. They are not only exceptionally low in mercury, but also remarkably rich in bioavailable zinc, vitamin B12, omega-3 fatty acids, and iron, all nutrients that many seniors are critically deficient in. These bivalve mollusks are abundant in DHA and EPA, 2 specific types of omega-3 fatty acids proven to combat inflammation and maintain the strength of your heart, brain, and joints. A study published in Nutrients in 2018 found that older adults who consumed omega-3 rich shellfish like mussels experienced a 23% reduction in C-reactive protein, a key inflammatory marker. John, a 68-year-old individual, had avoided shellfish for years, viewing them as too refined or complicated to prepare. Following a cardiac episode, John's physician recommended an increased intake of omega-3 fatty acids. Rather than consuming fish, John experimented with steaming mussels at home, flavoring them with garlic and lemon. Within weeks, he experienced a resurgence in energy, improved joint mobility, and a significant reduction in mental fogginess. His sleep quality also improved. Subsequent blood work indicated more favorable cholesterol profiles and diminished inflammatory markers. Unlike many fish, mussels are cultivated through sustainable farming practices, naturally purify the water they inhabit, and are not treated with antibiotics or hormones. For individuals in their senior years, mussels represent one of the purest and most nutrient-rich protein sources available. A mere handful of mussels provides a greater quantity of vitamin B12 than a serving of steak and surpasses the omega-3 content found in most dietary supplements. If you are over 60 years of age, consider incorporating steamed mussels into your diet once or twice per week. Enhance this meal with aromatic herbs, olive oil, and fiber-rich vegetables for a well-rounded anti-inflammatory dish. However, if mussels seem like an unexpected choice, the subsequent item on our list may prove even more remarkable, offering benefits for your brain, heart, and circulatory system simultaneously. Before we proceed, if you've found this video beneficial thus far, please press the like button and remember to subscribe and activate the notification bell to ensure you don't miss future uploads. Our second exceptional seafood is lobster. While often perceived as an expensive indulgence, for seniors over 60, lobster transcends mere luxury. It is one of the most potent foods available to support collagen health. Although many associate lobster with celebratory dining, its true value lies in its rich nutrient profile, specifically beneficial for aging skin, joints, and bones. It boasts a unique combination of zinc, copper, selenium, vitamin B12, and astaxanthin, a rare antioxidant that safeguards collagen fibers from degradation caused by oxidative stress. A study conducted in 2021 and published in the journal Nutrients revealed that older adults with a higher dietary intake of crustacean-derived astaxanthin exhibited 27% less skin thinning and 31% fewer collagen breakdown markers in their blood samples compared to those who did not consume these foods. Additionally, a single serving of lobster provides over 60% of the recommended daily zinc intake. Zinc is crucial for collagen synthesis, immune function, and wound healing, all processes that tend to decelerate after the age of 60. Allow us to introduce Harold, a 72-year-old gentleman. Previously, he consumed lobster only once annually, typically during family gatherings. However, after experiencing brittle nails, tender gums, and weakened knees, his physician advised him to increase his intake of essential minerals from food sources. Harold began consuming lobster just once a week, prepared grilled and lightly seasoned, accompanied by a squeeze of lemon. Within a month, his dentist observed an improvement in his gum health. His knees exhibited less crepitus when he stood up. Moreover, to his surprise, a persistent wound on his shin healed more rapidly than usual. It wasn't merely the protein content. It was the profound benefits derived from the deep-sea minerals working subtly within his system. Lobster is not a food that requires daily consumption. A moderate portion once a week can significantly aid in collagen maintenance, particularly when paired with leafy greens and vitamin C-rich vegetables. Whether boiled, grilled, or added to a salad, enjoy it in your preferred manner, but endeavor to avoid excessive butter. While its shell may be formidable, the nutritional advantages contained within are exceptionally gentle on aging joints and skin. However, if you are truly seeking the ultimate seafood for collagen repair on the planet, what follows is unparalleled. Our second featured food is clams. Clams are among the most powerful yet frequently overlooked superfoods for seniors. These small bivalves deliver a significant nutritional payload that directly supports collagen production, cognitive clarity, red blood cell formation, and joint resilience. The exceptional quality of clams stems from their remarkably high concentrations of vitamin B12, iron, and zinc, all vital nutrients that tend to diminish with age. A mere 3 ounces of clams offer more than 1,200% of your daily vitamin B12 requirements, positioning them as one of the most potent sources globally. The scientific evidence is equally compelling. A study from 2019 involving older adults indicated that those with sufficient vitamin B12 and iron levels demonstrated markedly improved muscle strength, enhanced mobility, and accelerated wound healing, all of which are indicators connected to collagen health and recovery. Clams also contain taurine, an amino acid containing sulfur, which helps protect against muscle wasting and supports cardiovascular function. Angela, age 71, had been experiencing unusual weakness and a persistent sense of fogginess. Her physician diagnosed mild anemia and prescribed iron supplements. However, these caused her nausea. Her daughter, a professional chef, suggested a more natural approach. Angela began consuming steamed clams once a week, enjoying a small bowl seasoned with lemon and parsley. Within 4 weeks, her energy levels had returned. Her skin became less prone to bruising, her nails ceased breaking, and her memory showed improvement. Her follow-up blood tests confirmed that her iron and vitamin B12 levels had normalized without the need for any medication. Clams also contribute to collagen formation via zinc, which acts as a crucial cofactor in collagen synthesis, thereby expediting the body's repair mechanisms. For individuals over 60, these factors are paramount. Zinc deficiency is prevalent and can result in slower wound healing, thinner skin, and weaker joints. Consuming just a few servings of clams per month can effectively address this deficiency. To maximize their benefits, opt for steamed or baked clams rather than fried or canned versions. Combine them with lemon juice and leafy greens to enhance mineral absorption. Always ensure your clams are sourced from clean waters and avoid overly processed options. However, if you are searching for the absolute pinnacle of seafood for brain health, joint vitality, and enduring strength, a food that excels in all these areas, the number one seafood for seniors is about to be revealed. Our top selection is oysters. Oysters are nature's complete nutritional supplement, particularly beneficial for adults over 60. They are not merely rich in one or two nutrients. Rather, they are brimming with zinc, selenium, iron, copper, vitamin D, omega-3 fatty acids, and collagen-protective antioxidants, all contained within a single small morsel. What distinguishes oysters is their unparalleled zinc content, a mineral that plays a direct role in collagen production, immune defense, tissue repair, and hormonal balance. A single medium-sized oyster provides over 90% of your daily zinc requirement. The scientific backing is robust. A 2020 study published in Frontiers in Nutrition found that seniors with higher dietary zinc intake exhibited faster collagen turnover, stronger connective tissues, and a 30% reduction in delayed wound healing. Zinc also aids in regulating matrix metalloproteinase, MMP, enzymes, the very compounds responsible for breaking down collagen in aging tissues. When combined with the omega-3 fatty acids and selenium present in oysters, they represent one of the most potent anti-aging foods available to seniors. David, 75 years old, a retired mechanic, was grappling with joint discomfort, brittle nails, and chronic cuts that took an extended period to heal. He had tried various joint supplements, topical creams, and even collagen powders, but none yielded satisfactory results. At a social gathering with friends, he was persuaded to try oysters for the first time in many years. He began incorporating them into his diet just once a week, consuming them raw or lightly grilled. Within a month, he noticed a remarkable change. His knees no longer ached upon rising from bed. His skin healed more rapidly after engaging in yard work. His energy levels remained consistent throughout the day. At his subsequent medical appointment, his doctor was astonished by the improvement in his zinc levels, white blood cell count, and inflammatory markers. For seniors, oysters offer more than just sustenance. They provide the essential fuel for cellular regeneration. If you have been experiencing joint pain, skin thinning, or delayed healing, oysters might be the missing element in your nutritional regimen. Consuming just 2 to 3 oysters per week can significantly enhance collagen production, bolster immune resilience, and increase energy levels without the risks associated with fish high in mercury or poorly absorbed processed supplements. To ensure their safety and efficacy, always source oysters that are wild-caught or responsibly farmed from clean, regulated waters. Consume them raw only if they are guaranteed fresh and verified, or enjoy them steamed, grilled, or baked with herbs and lemon. Avoid breading or heavy sauces, as these can negate their health benefits. Having meticulously reviewed the most and least beneficial fish options for seniors, let us summarize what this truly signifies for your ongoing health. The fundamental takeaway is that not all fish are created equal. Post the age of 60, your body becomes more susceptible to dietary inputs and more vulnerable to deficiencies. What you might believe is beneficial for you could, in fact, be accelerating aging, exacerbating joint damage, or contributing to memory loss. We began by identifying the most problematic fish, such as tilapia, king mackerel, swordfish, and tuna, each presenting its own set of risks. These risks range from inflammation caused by suboptimal farming conditions to mercury stealthily compromising your nervous system, leading to a gradual internal deterioration, often without the senior's awareness. We then shifted focus to highlight truly restorative foods, specifically mussels, lobster, clams, and oysters. Each was selected for its low toxin content, high concentration of essential nutrients, and proven ability to support collagen, memory, circulation, and bodily repair. The difference achieved by making these dietary shifts is not minor or subtle. Its positive effects are often felt within a remarkably short time frame. Seniors who replace detrimental fish with beneficial seafood can experience a reduction in joint pain, an increase in energy, sharpened cognitive function, and improved skin quality within mere weeks. Scientific evidence supports these claims, anecdotal accounts corroborate them, and thousands of seniors are already experiencing these transformative benefits. Should you have any inquiries or wish to share your thoughts, please do not hesitate to leave a comment below. Thank you for watching.